Everyone, we are presenting for the idea presentation stage of MHRD's Samadhan hackathon. We are solving two problems. First is COVID-19 hotspot identification, and the second one is a screening test, both using smartphones. First problem, we are all aware that we are facing problems in implementing quarantines, and there has been rapid increase in the number of infection rates. Obviously, this can be solved using determining hotspot and putting them structured quarantines. So we propose to identify COVID-19 hotspot at district, state, and national level by simply using the smartphones, which each one of us generally has these days. So our method is based on pedometers, which is simply counting steps, which is present in most of the smartphones today. Whenever a person sneezes or coughs, there are certain movements recorded by the accelerometer of the smartphone. And this movement can be analyzed using machine learning algorithms, and certain rhythmic patterns can be detected to identify a cough or a sneeze. Obviously, we plan to make it fully anonymous and protect users' privacy by processing everything on the edge and only updating a counter to the server. So how does it work? Well, we try to divide a district. Let's say this is a district, and we divide this district into 8 regions. Now, each of this region, whenever a person coughs or sneezes, it will send an update counter for that particular region. Now, after an hour, let's say there has been 600 sneezes or coughs in this region, 300 in this region. So we will identify a threshold, and under any district, any region or zone which has crossed that threshold will be dubbed as hotspot, and we'll try to focus our resources on that. So the advantages is very, very important. We can have large scale identification at various levels: state, district, national, everywhere. We can implement stricter quarantine measures. We can provide better medical resource distribution for the identified region, as well as we can plan earlier and prepare for the need. Most important is that we don't need any extra infrastructure. The second problem, which is screening test using smartphones, which we all need these days. So we propose to use the audio data, that is this microphones in our smartphone, the temperature, which you can measure, everyone can measure at their homes, accelerometer for predicting the probability of infection for COVID-19 for a particular person. So there are digital stethoscopes available, for example, like this, which can be connected to the smartphones and record the breathing noise, breathing sounds. So we propose to use 3 probes of a digital stethoscope and attach them to the chest, in the one at the trachea region and 2 in the primary bronchi. Now, obviously, the data or the breathing sound is simply a representation of healthiness of the lungs, or we can say the amount of obstruction which is present in the bronchi. Now, an artificial intelligence-based software analyzes this data and predicts the possibility of corona infection for a person. Now, advantages and uniqueness. It is early and easy screening test for SARS coronavirus infection, can be done at the ease of home. Deep learning powered algorithm, so it will improve as the data size increases. It reduces the pressure on the in vitro testing at the hospitals and labs, and only those people who have been predicted to be above a threshold can go for testing. It protects the privacy and the users by anonymizing the data. Thank you. Stay safe.